Be prepared. Tomorrow, your body will start reacting to something no one else can see, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. June 29th, 2025, the day before the end, the second to last breath of the month, and your body feels it. You might feel like nothing's happening out there, but in here, in your body, everything is. You will feel symptoms. These aren't random. These are alerts from your own biology, and you must be aware of them. This is something else entirely. The Schumann resonance has been acting weird. The crust is humming. And those random sensations you brushed off, they're your body's language. And one of the symptoms? It's probably something that happens to you all the time, but you never realized what it actually meant. I'll explain what it is and the real reason behind it later in the video, because it's a lot deeper than you think. But before we get there, there's something else you need to hear. You might wake up with this tomorrow, and you won't even know what hit you. There's something unusual coded into June 29th. You see, the day before the end of a cycle carries a strange charge. It's not part of the ending, and it's not the beginning. It's the in-between. And energy loves to hide in the in-between. That's why this day acts like an energetic fuse, quiet on the surface, but ready to detonate beneath the skin. Tomorrow you might wake up feeling like something invisible already began, and you're just now catching up. It won't show up in headlines, it won't trend, but those who are sensitive, they'll know something shifted even if they can't explain how. But what if that is the key? This day is a spiritual checkpoint. If your body reacts, it's not because something's wrong, it's because something's working. If you're feeling strange, it's not a coincidence, it's a confirmation. And what happens during this day could change how you feel in the days that follow. You're sitting still, there's no noise around. And then, a sharp frequency shoots through one ear, maybe both. It lasts a few seconds, maybe longer. You blink, brush it off. Tinnitus, you think. Maybe dehydration, maybe nothing. But what if it's not nothing? People across the world are reporting sudden high-pitched ringing, often out of nowhere. No explanation, no pattern. But when you listen closer, something weird happens. The pitch changes depending on which ear you hear it in. Right ear? That's external. That's spiritual interference. Messages, guidance, sometimes even warnings, trying to break through into your awareness. The right side is your connection to higher dimensional input, the stuff that doesn't come through words, but through sound signatures like the universe is pinging your frequency. Left ear? That's internal. That's your soul triggering something, a memory, a knowing, a dormant piece of you activating. The left ear ringing is you communicating with yourself from a deeper, older level. And both ears at once? That's not an accident. That's an alignment, a download, a merging of timelines. This isn't a health issue. It's spiritual sonar. Your body is literally hearing the frequency grid fluctuate, and it's tuning itself in real time. Not all sound is sound. Some of it is code. So the next time that sudden pitch cuts through the silence, don't rush to dismiss it. Pause. Notice. Ask yourself, what just shifted? Because sometimes what you hear isn't coming from the world outside, it's coming from the one you're just now waking up to. You're walking into a room, and suddenly, there it is. A scent. Vivid. Specific. Maybe it's warm cinnamon, like your grandmother's kitchen, or the sterile tang of smoke, like something just burned, or something you can't even name, but it hits you hard and deep and real. You stop and ask, "Do you smell that?" But no one else does. They look at you confused. But here's the thing. That smell isn't physical. It's energetic. These phantom scents aren't hallucinations, they're psychosensory echoes. Your energy field is clearing itself, and your nervous system is interpreting it the only way it knows how, through scent, the sense most tied to memory, emotion, and spiritual imprint. When you smell something that isn't there, it's your aura clearing out trapped frequencies. Think of it like smoke after an energetic fire, a purge of something old, unresolved, or forgotten. It may feel nostalgic, like a message from the past, or it may feel uncomfortable, like your body burning off stagnant emotional data. Your aura has a scent, and when it's clearing, you can smell the past burn. This is one of the rarest symptoms of spiritual detox, but also one of the most powerful. It means your body is in real-time purification mode. And the weirdest part, these scents often carry messages. They're symbolic, and if you pay attention, they can reveal exactly what's leaving. So the next time you catch a whiff of something no one else can smell, don't ignore it, because your energy field is talking, and it has a scented signature. You're mid-sentence, watching something random, scrolling your phone, no heavy emotions, no allergies, no wind in your face, and suddenly, one eye starts to water. Not both, just one. Maybe a single tear rolls down, maybe it just wells up, but it's there, quiet, subtle, strange. You blink it away and move on. But what if that wasn't a random body glitch? What if your body just let go of something your mind couldn't even see? This isn't a coincidence. This is a soul-level release, and the tear duct, especially on one side, acts as a kind of emergency pressure valve for emotional residue stored in your energetic field. Your body is purging feelings you've outgrown, not through loud cries or emotional breakdowns, but through a precise, targeted drop of water. When the soul weeps, it chooses silence. The tear falls anyway. One eye tearing is often connected to polarity shifts within you. If it's your left eye, it's the divine feminine, your intuitive, emotional self, flushing something ancient. If it's your right eye, it's the divine masculine, your action, your boundaries, your sense of control, breaking down old, rigid layers. This kind of tear isn't about sadness. It's about release. It's about the grief you didn't realize you were still carrying. A soul memory that's been stuck in your field. Sometimes it's not even from this life. And the fact that it happens without warning, without context, is exactly the point. Your conscious mind would resist it. But the body always knows when it's time to let go. So don't brush it off. That single tear could be the final goodbye to a version of you that no longer fits. A timeline that's collapsing quietly in the background. Some endings don't need closure, they just need a tear. Let it fall. You reach for the doorknob, zap. You pass a fork to someone, snap. You go to pet your cat, adjust your blanket, touch a railing, again. That sharp little spark. It's almost playful, but unnerving, like the world is charged with something you can't see. And every time you make contact, it reacts. You might think it's just static, a dry room, shoes on carpet, winter air. But if it keeps happening, especially in a wave, you're dealing with more than electricity. You're dealing with spiritual conductivity. You're literally holding a higher voltage than your surroundings. When the energy can't ground itself, it escapes through you. This is how frequency shifts sometimes feel, in the form of micro shocks. Your auric field is pulling in codes, upgrades, and pulses from the solar, geomagnetic, and crystalline grids, and your physical body hasn't fully caught up. So that excess charge, it discharges the moment you touch something that can hold less than you do. That metal object, that doorknob, that person, they're just your temporary ground wire. You're running on a higher circuit now, spiritually, mentally, energetically, and your body is having to bleed voltage in order to not fry itself. It's a good sign, even if it feels strange. The more light codes your field absorbs, the more your environment has to recalibrate to you. And that takes time. These sparks are just the previews. So if it feels like your fingertips have become a spark plug, they have. You're not glitching. You're transmitting. You're not being shocked. You're shocking the system. You're not just touching the world anymore. You're rewiring it. 3, 4 sneezes back to back. You look around like, what even triggered that? But what if nothing external did? Sneezing has always been seen as a reflex, something automatic and mostly harmless. But in spiritual terms, a sneezing fit is far from random. It's a system override. It's your body ejecting something it can't integrate, something you may have just absorbed without realizing it. Your sneeze is your soul saying, get it out, now. When you sneeze out of the blue, and especially in bursts, you're usually not just expelling dust. You're expelling data. Think about the moments when it happens. After a stressful conversation. After entering a crowded, chaotic space. After scrolling online and stumbling into something that felt off, even if you couldn't explain why. That sharp exhale isn't just your nose reacting, it's your nervous system flushing residue. It's especially common after timeline shifts. Have you ever made a decision that felt small, but it changed something big inside you? Maybe you didn't notice it fully, but your body did, and it had to purge the old version of you that no longer fits. That's when the sneezing hits, suddenly, forcefully, and without apology. And sometimes it's the energy of others that triggers it. You meet someone. They smile, they're polite, but something clings to you after. And within minutes, your nose flares and bam, 3 sneezes in a row. That's your auric boundary doing cleanup duty, spiritual immune response. Sneezing is the body's way of saying you just touched something you weren't meant to hold. It's fast, it's physical, but it's also informational. So the next time you sneeze, for no reason, stop. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what just entered my field? What did I just walk through, or scroll past, or silently agree to without noticing? Because the sneeze, that involuntary jarring jolt, could be your body ejecting a contract you never meant to sign. Remember earlier when I said one of the symptoms is something that probably happens to you all the time, but you never realize the meaning behind it? Yeah, this is the one. You're sitting still, maybe meditating, maybe just thinking, and then burp. It's not loud, but it's odd, and it keeps happening, out of nowhere. You might laugh it off, call it weird, move on, but here's the truth. This is not a digestive issue. It's a frequency issue. This is your solar plexus evacuating stuck energy, and burping is the release valve. Burps aren't always food-related. Sometimes they're emotion escaping through the stomach. Your solar plexus is your center of power. It's where self-worth, boundaries, confidence, and personal identity live. It's also where you store fear, guilt, and unspoken resentment, especially the kind that simmers under the surface, never fully dealt with. Burping is the body's way of pushing stagnant emotions upward and out. It often happens after shadow work or after interaction with someone energetically dense. Ever been around a person who drains you and afterward you start randomly burping? That's your system detoxing from the energetic imprint they left behind. This isn't new age fluff. Healers, energy workers, Even shamans have experienced and used this kind of purge as part of deep clearing work. You might not feel the energy intellectually, but your gut does. It stores what you're not ready to process until the moment comes where it has to eject it physically. And sometimes, it doesn't even belong to you. You're just carrying someone else's emotional leftovers. Burping is the sound of energy leaving the body without needing your permission. Pay attention to when it happens. Are you reflecting on something from your past? Thinking about someone specific? Processing a situation that never felt fair or finished? If so, congratulations. The burp isn't awkward. It's sacred. It means your body isn't holding onto that story anymore. It's releasing the tension that was buried too deep to cry about, too small to rage over, but still dense enough to keep you heavy. So the next time it happens, don't get embarrassed. Don't hide it. Listen to it. Your body is speaking in a language that's older than words. You're going about your day, maybe in conversation, maybe in total silence, when suddenly, one ear goes muffled. Not fully deaf, but like someone stuffed cotton in it. Sound dulls, pressure builds, you swallow or yawn to fix it. And then, just as fast as it came, it's gone. You brush it off. Maybe pressure from sleeping wrong, change in altitude. But here's what no one tells you. When it happens without a clear cause, that sudden ear blockage is an energetic event, not a physical one. What you're experiencing is a frequency filter being activated. Think of it like this. Your body is receiving a download, a package of data too subtle and fast for the brain to decode in real time. So it slips in through your energetic field, and one of the key portals for that kind of transmission is your ears. But not both at once. Because the left and right ears are not the same when it comes to spiritual communication. The left ear hears the soul. The right ear absorbs the world. If your left ear plugs up, it's often a sign that something internal is surfacing, soul codes, subconscious information, past life echoes, or ancestral transmissions meant only for you. This kind of muffling acts like a privacy shield. You're being given a message you're not supposed to intellectualize yet. It's being absorbed directly into the subtle body. If it's the right ear, however, the sensation is different. It's external pressure, environmental energy stacking around you. This could be someone thinking about you intensely, energetic chords tightening, or even collective field shifts. You're being pinged by something outside of your system, and your ear is buffering the signal until you're ready to engage. It's also no accident that this is happening around June 29th. This is a day where the veil isn't loud, it's thin, which means more is coming through. In silence, not in visions, not in voices, but in small interruptions that are far more meaningful than they seem. And if this happens repeatedly, that's a pattern. Your energy is clearly in transition. Downloads don't just happen in dreams or meditations. They happen in checkout lines, in elevators, in traffic. And when you're aligned enough, the body knows how to pause the noise to let the real signal in. So next time your ear goes silent for no reason, don't rush to fix it. Don't shake your head or pop your jaw like it's a glitch. Pause, breathe, and listen. Not with your ears, but with your field. When the body quiets the world, the soul speaks louder. You're sitting still, not working out, not panicking, just still. And then, thump. You feel a rhythmic pulse, but it's not in your chest. It's not your heartbeat. It's in your wrist bone, behind your knee, in your ankle, or your lower back. Sometimes it feels like a flutter. Other times a deep throb, like a second heart waking up in a forgotten part of your body. You instinctively touch the area like, what is that? But there's no pain, no swelling, just something moving. So what is it? This could be, and many believe it is, your subtle body coming online. We're talking about dormant meridian lines, energy nodes, and spiritual circuitry activating after years of disuse. Your body isn't broken, it's rebooting. Most of us live for decades with only a fraction of our energy system fully functioning. Trauma, conditioning, environmental toxins, they all block or numb out the energetic pathways we were born with. But during energetic hotspots like this one, especially when the planetary field is in a lull before a spike, the system starts prepping. And one of the ways it preps is by rebooting flow through your old energetic highways. That pulsing you feel, that's life force returning to places it hasn't touched in years. And that's not poetic, it's literal. Ancient traditions like traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda have always taught that energy flows in rivers across the body. Western science is only beginning to detect the electrical and electromagnetic fields that correspond with those lines. So why now? Because June 29th isn't just a random date. It's what some call a resonance checkpoint, a time when your vibrational field is being tested and tuned, not by force, but by invitation. These subtle pulses aren't intrusions, they're confirmations. Your energy is not stuck anymore, it's circulating, it's cleaning house. You're not just feeling your heartbeat, you're feeling your light body breathe. It might feel odd, it might make you second guess, but this is the beginning of a new type of sensitivity, one that can detect movement in places most people never notice. It's a powerful sign that you're stepping into a more multi-dimensional experience of your own body, one where you don't just hear energy or think about it, you feel it activate from the inside out. So next time your toe pulses, or your elbow, or the small of your back hums like a motor warming up, don't dismiss it, don't fear it. It might just be the ancient grid within you, turning back on for the first time in lifetimes. The ones who feel it first are the ones who lead the rest. If anything you've experienced today felt even remotely familiar, the ringing in your ears, the pulsing in your legs, the sudden scent of something that isn't there, you need to hear this. You are not broken. You are not overreacting. You are not imagining it. You are waking up. Most people won't notice. They'll shrug it off, suppress the symptoms, blame their diet, their phone, the weather, anything they can measure. But what's happening here? You can't measure it, not with a thermometer or a Fitbit, because this isn't physical in origin. This is frequency, and the ones who are tuned in, they always feel it first. You don't get a choice in that. You didn't raise your hand and ask to be first. But something deep inside you agreed to it a long time ago. That's why the symptoms show up in your body before anything happens in the headlines. It's why you get restless when others feel fine. It's why you knew, before you even heard a single word, that something about June 29th wasn't normal. Because this day, this exact date, is not just a random blip. It's not a placeholder in a calendar. It's a pre-initiation sequence, the quiet before a deep wave. June 29th is the knock. July will be the opening. Right now, the energy is subtle but specific. It's targeting the energetically sensitive, the old souls, the too intense people who always seem to know things before they happen. If you're feeling these things in your body, it's because you're being recruited, not by force, but by frequency. You are a first responder of this next energetic phase. You're being cleared for higher input. And yes, it's hard. Being first always is. The chosen ones, and no, that's not a metaphor, are the ones who feel first, suffer first, and rise first. You're absorbing what most people will only begin to notice weeks from now, but by then, you'll already be standing, anchored, ready. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.